Um, Thank you, Henry. You have me for 20 minutes or so, and then Henry will, are they going to be able to vote today? I don't want to say anything that's incorrect.
Yeah, they'll be voting today and then find out their groups most likely tomorrow.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be presenting to you the options for the primary portfolio projects this cohort. Primary portfolio projects, as you all know, are the final projects of the cohort. And it is a time where it's a little bit different than any of the other projects that you've previously had, because you will have full-fledged designs. You will also have full-fledged wireframes from myself. Basically, the DevPoint Studios team will be creating all of these designs for you, and you will be designing them to spec. So basically, what you see on a wireframe is how we want this product to be built. And I will present to you all of the options. If any of you have any questions, feel free to stop me right in the middle and ask me any of those questions. If not, I will send these slides out to you as well. So when you are looking at all of the options and voting, you'll have all of them laid out to you. So I'm going to share my screen and let's get this kicked off. All right, January 6th, primary portfolio project. Just give me a thumbs up if you see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. Great. Well, we will get into the projects. So the projects for this cohort, the options that you have are what we call vocal, snow, no, mo. You can give Derek that the name there. Game of life, PSA 10, and the last one is camera cabinet. These will be the options that you have. I'll go through each and every one of the applications, what they are, some key app features. And if you have any questions, once again, feel free to just, you don't even need to raise your hand, just interrupt me. All right, first one, Vocal. Vocal is an audio journal app. So the reason why most times when people are journaling, and journaling has been proved to be a very effective kind of self-reflection slash kind of external or internal, self-reflection moment, most of the time, the biggest issue is people either hate writing or aren't consistent enough with writing. So we would like to create a audio journal app where you would be able to tag each and every journal entry that you have. You would have a timeline of each and every journal entry. And really, it's just an audio journal to record your thoughts, build your timeline, and track your mood on Vocal. Track your mood will be a bonus feature as long as we get the main features completed. So key app features are users can record audio sessions. I can record a journal session. I can also track my mood and tag. So I could say, not in the audio, but in in some of the attributes, you would say, what's your mood? You could have like a 1 to 10. It could be different attributes there. And then you could also tag things. So if this audio recording was talking about my dog, you would tag dog, or you would, if it was talking about work, you could tag work or anything more specifically, so that each and every one of your audio journals isn't just this audio portion, but it also has kind of explanation of what is in the audio journal as well. Another bonus area feature would be users can add images to the audio journal. So you say, hey, I went to Yosemite, and you could add a few pictures of Yosemite text, and then you could also view your previous recordings in a timeline. All right, next application is Snow No Mo. Snow No Mo is an Uber for snow shoveling application. So need your sidewalk shoveled or driveway, it would be an Uber for snow shoveling. And we're kind of looking at, we were talking about this, we're not talking about child exploitation, but more than likely the people who are shoveling are going to be youth in the Snow No Mo application. But really the biggest kind of explanation of this is Uber for snow shoveling in winter. So if you need your driveway done, you need your sidewalks done, you could use Snow No Mo. First one isn't there, but users can upload images and details. Oh, wait, that is not the right slides. Apologies. I will explain to you Snow No Mo. So Snow No Mo, the goal of the application is for you to be able to use the application to find a user in the application to be able to shovel your snow. This will not have a payment method until we get to the base primary features, but really think of Uber as a snow shoveling application. Any questions in those two so far? Cool. All right, moving on. The next one, Game of Life. Game of Life is a habit and productivity app that treats your life like a game. So if you were to envision this, the mindset of this application would be for you to be able to create, it really is a very, very glorified to-do list, but the to-do list would have, each and every to-do list task would have the ability to set the task as easy, medium, or difficult or hard, if you would like to say. And then it would also, easy, medium, and difficult would also have a reward point system to it. It could be a point system, it could be a gold system, and you would also be creating your own rewards as well. That would be a separate to-do list, you would say. And the separate to-do list would be basically, as you are completing your tasks and you are earning either gold or points, you would be able to reward yourself on the other end, which is where you would be redeeming whatever you set a reward for yourself as. So if you're a gamer, you can say, hey, I'm gonna play a game of Super Smash with no, without feeling bad, or I'm gonna watch an episode of something because I've completed all of my tasks that have given me the gold to redeem on my separate task list. Does that make sense? Just making sure everybody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Perfect. So
I had a,
yes.
oh, sorry. I just had a question about the vocal.
Yep.
So you said to it's like in the app you can record your thoughts like audio as well.
Uh-huh.
So would that be like mic access or something, so we could actually go in and record and pass those recordings in to
Correct.
The database and stuff?
Correct. You would have to be able to access the microphone. You would have to also be able to record and save that data.
Okay, that's it.
And each recording would also have separate attributes as well, because you would be tagging the recording as, the date would automatically be recorded, but all the other attributes of the tags that you would have and the mood that you would have would be attributes onto that recording as well, that you would need to tag onto there.
Sweet. Thank you.
Of course. Game of life, key features, ability to add tasks with multiple attributes like easy, medium, difficult. You could also add a due date to it. And then if you would like to, when we get there, we can also do custom values. So this is a really, really hard task. I want to add more points or more gold to this task rather than easy, medium, difficult. The second part would be ability to create rewards with custom values. So if you want, I don't know, I'm looking around seeing what reward would be good. Like for me, if it was like a Super Smash game or a can of Coke or something, I would reward myself that way, but I would be creating those rewards and custom values myself. The bonus feature to this would be really awesome if we could create habits as well. So these would be persistent tasks that are always on there, like drink water, and you would have a plus sign and a negative sign. A plus sign would add that, oh, I drank a glass of water, that's a good habit. If you didn't drink any water that day, you would press minus, and you would remove gold or remove points from your total point bank or gold bank because you didn't complete that habit. That would be a persistent task on a to-do list that would always be there, and you would edit that function, whether it's walk the dogs or wake up at 7 or things like that. All right, next one, PSA 10. PSA 10 is if you've all seen the landscape of tech these days, NFTs and digital collectibles have become a big craze. But another big thing is still physical collectibles, physical collectible cards. And since we are in a pandemic-ridden and non-conference style world, the world of physical collectibles has become really hard to A, showcase, B, trade, and C, really just kind of have a online presence towards. So PSA 10 is a way for you to buy, trade, or sell your basketball, baseball, or Pokemon cards on a web app. You can also just show off your collection to other users as well. The primary feature of this application, first and foremost, will definitely be to show off your collection. So if I were a user popping on a PSA 10, say I have a litany, I actually do have a few. I get them as gifts from friends. I have a few basketball cards. So say I had this Donovan Mitchell basketball card with his jersey right there. I would take a photo of this, I would upload this to PSA 10, and I would add it to my basketball collection. With my basketball collection, I could show it to everybody, any other user who is in this PSA 10 program. And I could list that this is either available to trade, that would be a bonus feature, or this would just be on what I could put my top row, and those are my stars, so my favorite cards would be on top row, and the rest would be shown in almost like a case collection style view, so that you can show off your physical collectibles now. And this could range from not only cards, but it could go all the way to Funko Pops. I know a lot of people collect those, or any other collectible, but we're going to focus on cards first because we want to really kind of nail this down. So that would be the main features here. This would be where users can upload cards. Users can showcase cards based on a filtering system. So you could go, I want to see people's basketball showcase, or I want to see people's Pokemon showcase, or Funko Pop, or what's another big collectible card? Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if people collect Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, but something like that. So you would be able to filter, and then users can like others' collections and comment on cards and collections. So if someone saw this card, they would click on it, there would be a card detail page, and they'd be like, that's an awesome card. Where'd you get that? You could comment on people's cards and collections as a whole. Next one, camera cabinet. Camera cabinet is something for photographers and cinematographers who have a lot of gear. And as it continually grows, a digital inventory value application to record, store, and document camera gear. This is actually something that I personally would love. And it would be a way to input your gear, your make, model, and serial number of all of your camera gear. Ability to sort your gear into categories and virtual kits. What that means is when I go out for a basketball shoot, my kit, or what I would say my virtual kit, is different than when I would be going out to a wedding. And I would have different lenses, likely different products, different things that I'm bringing with me. And instead of having to do that every single time, I would be pre-saving these kits. So I go, okay, this is my wedding kit. I just hop on the application. It has my list of what I need, pack it all in my bag. Another way to, another important thing of this is your ability to see the total value of your equipment in case something goes wrong. So say your house burns down and they need proof of all of your camera equipment so that you can get all your money back. This would be a way that you would have all of your gear, make, models, serial numbers, and hopefully warranty cards digitized so that you don't have to worry about that. On top of that, it's something that I would love to know is how much money I've spent on my camera gear. So you would have the ability on like a homepage to see your total value of the equipment that you have. And that would be camera cabinet. Any questions to any of the 5 applications that we've presented so far?
So with the voting, I think is it like a top 3 option, right?
Yep. Yeah, and I'll explain that to you. I'll explain that to you in 1 second. So
Okay.
some factors to consider before you go into the voting process, which Henry will explain to you a little. First is these all will need to be mobile friendly. Even though we are building web applications, most users in the world at this point in time will be on a mobile platform. So we're not building necessarily a mobile application, but they will need to be mobile friendly. So they need to be resized properly. So make sure those applications are focused on that mindset. Secondly, focus on the MVP of the product. So time is of the essence on each of these products. So really we want to build the base version of these products first, and then we'll add features later. In this whole process, we want to make sure we make it work, then make it pretty. So functionality is key. The same way as if you had a really, really nice designed and styled application, but it doesn't work, is it really an application? I wouldn't say so. And so that's the mindset here. We always want to make sure that we're going to make it work first, and then we'll make it pretty later. On each of these projects, you will have a weekly design brief with your designer who will be sending you, which will likely be myself. I will be sending you assets, which will have logos, color palettes. It will have all the wireframes, so you'll know what the landing page needs. You'll know what each and every page will look like and what it will need in every page. They'll be held weekly with myself, and each of your teams will be prepared to present what you've done that week. So I know what other assets you may need, or whether we need to go faster or slower based on the amount of work that's been done. Finally, this is the project roadmap, MVP objective. So primary features will need to be completed in a week or 2, most likely 2 weeks. MVP or bonus features will need to be completed by week 10, and then front-end development will be completed on week 11, the last week of the cohort. So we're not styling or designing any of this until week 11. You have roughly 2 to 3 weeks to complete all of the features, as well as any bonus features we would like to add on to there. So really, that's a big bulk of the work. Hey, Freddie.
So I was just wondering, I know this is probably unlikely, but I don't know, let's say you finish, I don't know, your MVP objectives
Mhm.
sooner than you thought, sooner than we were starting on the bonus week. Can you
Sure.
start on those bonus week objectives or not yet?
Absolutely. You can, if you crank and get all your MVP objectives in a week, I'm going to add more bonus features for you anyways, because likely this is going to be one of the biggest items on your resume. So the better this is built out, honestly, the more chances you have to get more interviews because they're going to be more impressed with your actual product.
Gotcha. Okay, awesome.
So if you want to crank on week 8 and get all of your MVP objectives in 1 week, which I will say is extremely hard, but if you do, then we just start on MVP and bonus features on week 9.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Absolutely. And that'll depend on each group and the speed of each group. To answer your question, Danny, the process will go, you will have a voting system where you will have your first pick, your second pick, and your third pick. We will try to get everybody into, the projects that they want, but every once in a while we'll have everybody vote on, everybody wants to work on one product, or it's extremely split. We'll try to do the best that we can, but you will pick your first, second, and then third option. And then as staff, we will kind of round out those teams based on the votes that you had.
Sweet, thank you.
Of course. Does anybody have any questions to any of the projects that I presented today?
I'm gonna have plenty once I start working on them.
Yeah. Oh, and once you start working on it, you'll be working with me fairly closely. You'll probably be slacking me, if not on a weekly basis, because we'll meet weekly. We may even talk on a semi-daily basis if you need assets from me, like, oh, we need the color to this, or we need a logo, or we need an icon. I'll be providing all of those to you because really now I'm your designer and you're my developers. So
you're like you're the client and you're the instructor.
Exactly. I will be your client for the time being. What's up, Danny?
Okay, sweet.
Hey, so for those client meetings, will those take place during class hours?
They will take place during class hours. They will take place right at 6 o'clock or right at 8:30, depending upon the scheduling that we all set up with everybody. But yeah, they will all take place during class hours. They'll last roughly 30 minutes unless we have a lot to talk about or unless we're making a big pivot to the product.
Sweet, thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions for me while you have me? Well, you'll see me a lot next week. Hey, Stephanie.
Yeah, just the PowerPoint that you just presented, will you be supplying that along with any other information when we get
I will be sending out this. Let me get this out to you right now as we speak.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let me get a copy of this out to all of you so you can see what you're voting on. Any other questions while you have me? Oh, sorry, I'm not looking at the screen, so I don't know if anybody. Awesome. Well, if that is everything, I am going to post this into your Slack channel. Henry will have a, oops. Henry, I just sent you the slides. You don't necessarily need them, but. I will send you all the PDF slides right now, which is right there for you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask Henry or shoot me a Slack, but I think Henry will be sending out a either poll or of some sort for you to start your votes. But other than that, if you don't have any questions for me, I will turn the time back over to Henry.
Thanks, Will.
Thanks, Will.
We'll talk to you all soon. I'm excited to work with y'all.
Sweet. Let me send this out to you all. So here is the individual voting system that we have here. And then with this, you are going to choose your first, second, and third option, and then we'll try our best to create the group style there. And then, yeah, we'll most likely be doing 2 to 3 groups. So choose wisely. And if you do want to re-vote, please let me know so I know which response is the most up to date, because they all come in all at once. And I don't know which one is like the most current one or not. So yeah, so get that in as soon as possible. And get it to me by tomorrow, 10 a.m. So that way I can have the whole morning to figure out the groups. And then I will, close to the afternoon, I can go ahead and Slack out the groups and get you all started with the GitHubs and Trellos and all of that there. But yeah, anything else before we finish off?
Henry, since you and the rest of the students are here, would we be okay with Wednesday design briefs?
Yep, that works.
Let's do Wednesday right at 6 then.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I will schedule those on my calendar and I will see all the teams next Wednesday. See you guys.
See ya.